identify for the public hearing and public comments.
I'm on. Hello?
Hi, Todd.
Hello? 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 Yes, I'm calling for public comment.
1 second, we're just starting the meeting and we'll be available for public comments here shortly.
Thank you. Okay.
So, Mayor, do we want to go ahead and start the meeting and go through the process? And once we break it to the public hearing, I could kind of explain how we do that.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right, you're ready.
Do we want to identify who's here for the public hearing versus public comments?
Yeah, but do you want to start the meeting first or you want me to do it?
No, we have to have the invocation and the pledge first.
Let's go ahead and roll that.
Okay. All right, this is the city commission meeting at 6 o'clock for Thursday, January the 14th. I'm asking you to please, those of you that are here, please, it's the staff that's here. We don't have any public here right now. If you would please stand for the invocation led by Commissioner Arias and the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Commissioner Villanueva.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the gift of family, friends, and love. We ask that you be with us this evening with open minds and open hearts to do the business of the city of Tucumcari. We ask, Lord, that after tonight we walk away stronger as a community, and that you place your healing hands upon our community, our state, and our country, and our world. For the sake of his sorrowful passion, have mercy on us and on the whole world. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Ready. Pledge to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, next first on the agenda is the public hearing, and this is in consideration of the issuance of a liquor license to the Tucumcari Zia Club, application 117-1231. And in consideration of this issuance, we will have some public comments. I will turn it over to City Manager Mark Martinez. He will call on the people that have signed up or have called in and asked to speak, or those that are online. So do remember that keep your comments, I don't know how to say it, civil, right. And Helica and Mark, I'm turning it over to you right now.
Thank you, Mayor. As with anything, we ask those that are wanting to participate in the public hearing tonight for the liquor license, when you're not speaking, to please put your computer or your phone on mute until called upon. Right now, I have 3 callers I cannot identify. It's just listed as caller 2, 3, and 4. So I'd ask those that are on a telephone right now to please introduce yourself one by one. We'll then put you on mute, and then we'll call upon you to give your public comment.
My name is Gilbert Pacheco.
So he'll be caller number 4.
My name is Matthew Bednorth.
Caller number 3. And there's one more caller that's on right now with the mic open.
Yeah, I'm calling from but I'm not calling for the hearing. I'm calling for just general public comment.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
My name is Gilbert Pacheco. That's what I'm doing, public comment.
Oh, so you're not calling for the public hearing, Gilbert?
Yes, I want to talk in the public hearing, but not about the license and all that. I want to talk something else about the Pontubo.
Okay, so then what we're gonna do is we'll have the public hearing for the liquor license first, and then later on,
Yes, ma'am.
Later on, we'll have, public comments. And then you'll be
Okay,
called
ma'am.
on then, so don't think that you were overlooked, just wait until you're called on.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm gonna go ahead and put caller 4 and caller 2 on mute.
Who was caller 4?
Caller 4 was Mr. Pacheco.
And 2 was Matt,
Yes, number 3.
Matt's number 3, caller number 3.
who was number 2?
I didn't pick up a name, but they were for the public comments in the regular meeting.
That was Carlos,
Romero.
Carlos Romero.
Gotcha, okay. So right now I have, Paul Benoit, Tucumcari Zia Club, Dorothy, and Matt that appear that they're going to speak on behalf of the liquor license. So I guess I'll just go in the first order as it comes up. Yes, they're for the regular meeting.
Oh, okay.
That's they're Leighton Moon, that's Cam and Julia.
Oh, okay.
So we'll go ahead and start with the Tucumcari Zia Club.
And so just for process.
Can I go ahead and speak?
So just for process purposes, how a public hearing goes is usually, the applicant will speak and explain their situation. Anybody that is against it will speak, and the person that, the applicant will have a chance to respond to that. So, we don't want to get into this back and forth and talking over each other, so.
And we will, since this is an official public hearing, those wishing to speak will have to be sworn in as well, right?
Correct.
So, the individual with the, username is Tucumcari Zia Club, will you be presenting?
No, Matthew is.
Okay, thank you. So,
The Tucumcari Zia Club is, I am part of the Zia Club, but I'm actually on my own phone. But I'll do the opening, I guess, and then if there's any questions, I'll refer it back to, Jerry. And, I think he has, Carlos Medina and some other people that might want to speak. But I'll go ahead and I'll do the opening.
Okay, so then at this point, Mr. Vetnor's, I can only take it for your word. If I need for you to raise your right hand and repeat after me.
Yes, ma'am.
I hereby swear that I am Matthew Bednarz,
I hereby swear that I am Matthew Bednorz,
and I swear that the testimony I am about to give
and the testimony that I'm about to give,
and it reads, and I swear that the testimony I am about to give.
and it reads,
No,
I'm sorry,
that's okay. Let's start all over. So I hereby swear that I am Matt Bednarz,
I hereby swear that I am Matt Bednorz,
and I swear
and I swear
that the testimony
that the testimony
I am about to give
that I am about to give
is the truth
is the truth
and nothing but the truth,
and nothing but the truth,
under penalty of law.
under penalty of law.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, you may proceed, Mr. Bednarz.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and Commissioners. I would like to thank you for having this public hearing to give the people that are for the liquor license and against it to speak out. I would like to address two main complaints. It's in a residential area and the noise will be too loud. First, it's in a residential area. To my understanding, this is simply a false statement. I would like to point out the letter that is in your packet that's dated June 22nd, 2020. The title is for the New Mexico Regulation and Licensing Department, Alcohol and Gaming Division. Dear sir or madam, the property located at 228 South 2nd Street, 428 South 2nd Street, also known as Block 5, Lot 5 through 7 of the McGee subdivision is currently zoned for C1, general commercial, which allows for bars, taverns, and other premise consumption of alcohol. If you have any questions, feel free to call me at 575-461-3451, respectfully, Mark Martinez, interim city manager. I mentioned in that letter, the general commercial. Under the ordinance, the general commercial was purpose intent, the C1 general commercial district is intended to provide areas for the development and the variety of commercial uses in appropriate areas for the purpose of convenience and orderly growth and certain related uses. The permitted usage, civic organizations, motels, hotels, institutional uses, medical hospitals, parks, open spaces, public and private schools, government facilities, recreation, religious facilities, restaurants, bars, taverns, retail goods and services, transportation and facilities and depots, vehicle sales and service. I want to point out we're under 2 of those permitted uses, which is civic organizations and restaurants, bars, and taverns. The number 2 complaint was the noise. It'll be too loud. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the city of Tuncumcari does not have a noise ordinance. With that being said, I would take our neighbors under consideration when hosting our event. The main stage is to the southwest wall of the building. Our neighbor to the north has a whole garage and at least 2 cinder block walls between the music and his house. The neighbor to the east, their house is on the southeast part of the property, so the music is at the opposite end of the block, and there's also a garage between their house. In closing, I would like for Madam Mayor and the Commission to support this license simply because we are following the law. Thank you.
So since Mr. Bednarz has concluded his statements for now, I'll go ahead and mute his microphone, and we will move on to the next individual wishing to speak on behalf of this. The next person would be Dorothy Dudek.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And Helen, could you go ahead and swear her in?
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, Ms. Dudek.
One moment, we had another caller just hop on. The caller that just jumped on, are you here to speak for the public hearing for the liquor license?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so if I could get your name, and then we have one caller ahead of you.
Yes. Yes, I'm speaking for my wife, Selena Sena.
Okay, 1 second, sir. We're gonna go ahead and put you on mute just briefly. We have one person to
And
speak.
this is Jesus. This is Jesus Sena.
Yes, sir. 1 moment. We're gonna go ahead and put your microphone on mute, and I will call you when it's time for your time to speak, sir.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and help.
Okay, Ms. Dudek.
Yes.
Again, I'm gonna take your word and just, I need for you to raise your right hand and repeat after me. I hereby swear
I hereby swear
that I am Dorothy Dudek,
that I am Dorothy Dudek,
and I swear that the testimony I am about to give
that the testimony I am about to give
is the truth
is the truth
and nothing but the truth
and nothing but the truth
under penalty of law.
under penalty of law.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm here to contest the Zia Club. I live on, I guess what he's saying is the southeast corner. And there is no garage between my place and the Zia Club, the Mr. Moya's property. What I think he's talking about is a white metal building which is pushed back to the back of the alleyway, and my house is in the front of the alleyway. First of all, I also feel the noise is going to be loud. I was on the state phone call with Jerry Lopez back in September, and he was told at that time that their operating hours are 7 in the morning till 3 o'clock in the morning, or some crazy thing. And I'm also concerned about the traffic. This is a very small street, and parking can be an issue. And I don't think it should be in a block where there are residential homes. I've tried multiple times to have people sign a petition, and they all seem to fear Commissioner Moy.
Let's keep it civil, please. We do not need to be doing any name calling.
All right, so they are afraid to come and voice their opinion for fear of the town government. Is that all right to say?
Sure.
Okay.
You want to hear?
Some of them signed it, most of them did not. They feared of losing their jobs and many other different reasons why they wouldn't sign it. I'm a newcomer in town. Nobody knows who I am. And I feel from talking to the people that I have spoken to that the town commissioners, managers, government needs to talk to their people and not just rely on having the people come to them to find out what's going on in this town. And that's all I have to say.
Okay.
I think I'd like to continue on to the next call, let everybody get their chance to speak. So, now I believe we would go back to Mr. Sena was the, next person to talk, so I'm gonna go ahead and unmute. Mr. Sena, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I sure can.
It's, Angelica will swear you in, and then you'll be able to, give your comments on this, public hearing.
Okay,
Okay, Mr. Senna, if you would repeat after me, raise your right hand, please.
I already did.
Okay, I hereby swear
I hereby swear
that I am Jesus Senna,
that I am Jesus Sena,
and I swear
and I swear
that the testimony
that the testimony
I am about to give
I am about to give
is the truth
is the truth
and nothing but the truth
and nothing but the truth
under penalty of law.
under the penalty of law.
Thank you, Mr. Senna.
Thank you. Hello?
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Yes, the reason that I'm speaking for the lady that just spoke, I think she's right for everything she said. another thing is that, I don't think you do decide to give him the license, I think it should only be for beer and wine. Because the people start getting rowdy, and once they start drinking the hard liquor, mixed drinks and stuff like that. I know that, some people got pushed around here, so, know that he might end up getting it. But, we own the house around the corner, and, this lady never did try to contact us. But, and so, there's a lot of stuff that goes around in Tuncumcari that, it's like what this lady said, there are a lot of people that won't sign petitions and they won't do this and do that. So I think it's just right that, if it is given to them, that beer and wine should be the ones to be served instead of all this hard liquor. They get that fire water and they start fighting and arguing and this and that and the other. So, I'm with this lady. I think she's the one that lives around the corner at the old Cooper's house. And I don't know, by the way she was talking. But this is what I have to say is that I really don't think that you get it. But, I think knowing what I figured I know, or I think I know, is my personal opinion, that he probably will get it. So, I figure that the best thing is that, they should just give it to him for beer and wine if he gets it. And, that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Seno. So the next person that came onto the call, keeping track and doing it first come, first serve is, Steve. Are you wanting to make a comment in reference to the public hearing? Steve has it muted on his own side, so I can't, I have to send a request to unmute. We'll do that. If not, we have a caller number 6 that has joined us after Steve. Caller 6, would you like to speak on behalf of the public hearing in reference to the liquor license?
Is this caller 6?
Yes.
Yes, I would. My name is Carlos Medina from Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Okay, Mr. Medina, I do need to swear you in.
Okay,
Okay, if you would raise your right hand, please, and repeat after me. I hereby swear that I am Carlos Medina,
I hereby swear that I am Carlos Medina,
and I swear
and I swear
that the testimony I am about to give
that the testimony I'm about to give
is the truth
the truth
and nothing but the truth,
and nothing but the truth,
under penalty of law.
under penalty of law.
Thank you, Mr. Medina.
Thank you.
You can proceed.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and fellow commissioners. Thanks for letting me talk regarding this issue. You might think, why is somebody that lives in Santa Fe calling to advocate for this license? And as you all know, I'm a musician and a comedian, and I've done several shows in Tucumcari. And because of pandemic, things have really changed for entertainers like myself. I'm hoping that sooner than later, the restrictions will be lifted and we can get back to business as usual. As all of you know, on the commission, over the last 4 years, I've been doing almost a show a month here in Tucumcari, and all of them have been pretty successful. We started what we call a New Mexico Music Showcase, which was super successful. We were able to bring people from all over the state, even from Texas, and our first show had some guests all the way from Chihuahua, Mexico. And I could go on, but bottom line, that translates to some good, revenue for the town of Tucumcari. And having a club like the Zia Club is gonna help us continue to do that once restrictions are lifted. So that's why I'm advocating for everything that, the club is requesting as far as a license and the ability to function as the Zia Club.
Anything else, Mr. Medina?
That's it for now, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Medina, for your comments. I'm gonna go ahead and place you on mute.
Thank you.
So the next person that arrived would be Jerry Lopez. Jerry Lopez, would you like to add to the public comment?
Yes, Mr. Martinez. I actually have several other members that would also like to speak. Unfortunately, I was not able to log in, so if it's okay that we pass the phone around and have them swear each time they gotta speak. I got 2 additional members that want to speak as well.
Yes, sir, that's fine. Just with the understanding that each person will have to be sworn in.
Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the phone over to Mr. Ben Torres.
Okay.
Hello, good evening, this is Benji Torres.
Mr. Torres, if you would please raise your right hand and repeat after me, please.
All right,
I hereby swear that I am Benji Torres,
I hereby swear that I am Benji Torres,
and I swear
and I swear
that the testimony I am about to give
that the testimony that I am about to give
is the truth
is the truth
and nothing but the truth,
and nothing but the truth,
under penalty of law.
under penalty of law.
Thank you, Mr. Torres.
Thank you. I would just like to say a few words about what the Zia Club is planning on doing. We are going to be helping the community out, especially with mental health. Also, we also help the community out for our youth by things that we used to do with the Knights of Columbus. We want to continue with some of those programs. And the good thing about the Zia Club is that it is not a nationwide thing, it's just a community thing. So whatever monies are raised, we are nonprofit, will be used in the community. That's all that I would like to say, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Torres.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Martinez, it's Jerry Lopez.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and speak now.
Okay, let me write your name down on the list in a second. Okay, if you would raise your right hand and repeat after me, Mr. Lopez.
Okay,
I hereby swear that I am Jerry Lopez,
I hereby swear I am Jerry Lopez,
and I swear
and I swear
that the testimony I am about to give
that the testimony I'm about to give
is the truth
is the truth
and nothing but the truth,
and nothing but the truth,
under penalty of law.
under penalty of law.
Thank you, Mr. Lopez.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager, City Clerk. Especially, I just want to kind of give you guys a brief description of how the club license works. Mrs. Ducek did attend the state meeting when it was first getting started. It was a preliminary hearing. And she did raise her concerns, and I do respect those concerns because I am one of her fellow neighbors as well. I do reside 3 houses down for the proposed location of the Zia Club. So I do have the same kind of concerns she has. But what I need to explain to you guys is that I did not say that we'll be a 7 in the morning to 3 in the morning operation. And we did swear there, and to say the truth. What I did say, that the earliest that we would open would be at 5 o'clock in the evening. And by law, we can stay open till 2 o'clock. Respectfully, I still live in this neighborhood. I have family that lives in this neighborhood. So the intentions is to be able to try to keep it going until 12 o'clock, but that's not gonna be an everyday thing. When I was the resident agent of the Chicken Curry Columbus Club, I never ran that facility as a 7 days a week club. We ran it as functions and events only. I remind you that I had security. My security was from the Clay County Detention Center. These are certified correctional officers, so they know how to handle the situations. So if there was ever a situation that somebody had a little bit too much to drink, they notify the bartender, let them know that this individual was too intoxicated that they could not longer be serving the alcohol. Out of the whole 5 years that we served alcohol, we never had a DWI that came out of the Chicken Curry Columbus Club. We never had any vandalism to properties. We've never had any domestic disturbance. Matter of fact, a lot of the people forgot that we were even in existence there. So the concerns are really high for everybody. I respect the concerns from this.
Cut out.
Is he on the JL or the TZC?
The JL. You still there, Mr. Lopez? Mayor Pro Tem Duplantis, can you hear us? Mayor Pro Tem Duplantis, can you hear us? I can't hear him. It looks like he can hear us, but I'm unable to, they're unable to hear our mic for some reason. I'm getting messages that, the people viewing on GoToMeeting can hear us, but we're unable to hear them for some reason. I do not know what's going on. Give me 1 second.
Would it help if they would hang up and call back?
I don't believe so, because Mayor Pro Tem has acknowledged that he could hear us, as well as Ms. Loveland's also attending the meeting, and both have verified that they could hear us clearly. It's just for some reason the audio is not coming through. And it appears that other people on the call can hear Mr. Lopez just fine. For some reason, we cannot. So a backup option, if the city telephone's available, I'd be willing to let them call into the city landline, and we could put it on the speakerphone for everybody here. I think that's the quickest, easiest way to handle it. So Mr. Lopez, if you don't mind, if you would go ahead and call the city landline at 461-3451, we will pick up the phone and let you continue your comments that way.
I can hear it ringing.
Mr. Lopez? Okay, just a second.
Just love technology.
Oh, it's great when it works.
It is great when it works.
Which one is it? It's both of them, I guess.
Yes, it is. Bear with us, Mr. Lopez.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna put you on hold, okay?
It's funny because I can see everybody on
Really?
I think we just put it right here.
That's fine. We can just.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Lopez?
Sort of.
Yes, give me just a second. Let me get a mic. I think I should just get this one here. Okay, go right ahead.
Okay, so I just want to reiterate that, I consider that we're gonna respect everybody's property, the way the club license works, it's up to the actual club to choose what beverage they would like to serve, if they just want to just strictly just do a beer and wine, or if they just want to do a full-blown, liquor, so, but when you apply for a license, you apply for a club license, you're not applying for a beer and wine license. So I just wanted to clarify that for you. So when we go for a club, it's actually up to the actual organization to decide what they want to serve. Again, I rest assure you that if ever came an issue that, something was happening and you had some concerns, our door is always going to be open. We want to have a communication. So, again, we're going to respect everybody's, property. We're going to also have every event that we have. This is just not somebody that's off the street. These are actually certified correctional officers. And there's times that we also have off-duty deputies or police officers from Tucumcari PD. So again, we just want to be able to continue the mission. The whole mission of the Zia Club is the culture, the New Mexico Music Showcase, and just have another civic organization within the community. Again, I thank you, Mayor and Commissioners and Clerk, and the City Manager for your time. If anybody has any questions for myself, I will still remain on the line. But again, I thank you for this opportunity to speak.
Thank you.
So I believe the only way we're gonna be able to finish this out, because I know we have a lot of people to speak, maybe not so much for the, this public hearing. I know we have some for public comments. We may just have to have them call into the landline and screen it that way, just one at a time. So. Ms. Dudek said that was inaudible. She could not hear that.
She could not hear what his
correct.
response now.
So now, was Mr. Benoit wanting to speak? Paul, were you wanting to speak, sir? Which we cannot hear him.
Somebody's gonna have to call him, you got to call one out for people that. I guess I could see the back, a nice car. Yes.
He used to be a teacher here.
Oh, yeah.
You gave Mr. Bidwell the city number to call, if you wanted to speak?
I could do that, or I could possibly try to,
I have it.
shut down the meeting and reboot the meeting. It's just that everybody that is calling on a landline would have to call back in physically. Those on the computer, they should automatically come up right away. They may have to log in again. Just not sure. The only way I can see fixing this is shutting down the program and rebooting. Mayor Pro Tem, is Mr. Benoit speaking? So he stated that he does not need to speak. So just to let everybody know, part of the GoToMeeting platform, there's also a chat version where they could type. He says he does not need to speak at this time, but was here to answer questions if needed. So if that's the case, we will move on to the next person. And it appears that everybody has talked unless someone is wanting to follow up on a statement that was made during the public hearing. So at that time, if Ms. Dudek would like to respond, please say so in the chat.
I can do a conference.
And we could do a conference call if needed. You could call the landline here at the city of Tucumcari. So the phone's ringing in there.
Did Jerry hang up?
Yes, ma'am. He's no longer on the GoToMeeting.
Thank you for holding. Yes, Mr. Sena? Okay, it's Mr. Sena. Give me just a second, Mr. Sena. It's Mr. Sena. He has a couple of questions for Mr. Torres and Mr. Lopez.
Okay, the issue with that is I do not believe Mr. Lopez is on here. I'm not 100% sure if he is or not. It does not appear so. When Mr. Lopez was here, it said JL. There's also still a Tucumcari Care Zia Club logged in, but again, we're having issues with audio, so we're gonna have to conduct everything through the telephone and hope they can hear him.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to put you on hold. We're having technical difficulties here with the system, so I'm gonna put you on speaker, okay? Thank you.
So I do have two comments that have popped up. Tucumcari Zia Club says, do I need to call back? And then Ms. Dudek stated,
Just a second, Mr. Sena.
Ms. Dudek say that she liked to say that she is concerned about the property values in the neighborhood.
Okay, so I think how we're gonna have to handle this is let Mr. Sena go ahead and speak since he's on the line, and then we'll have to let them know when it's their turn to call in. What's gonna happen is we're just gonna be bombarded with phone calls, and we only have a couple of lines.
I think that's gonna be the easiest. So if everybody wouldn't mind that on the actual go-to meeting now, you're gonna have to call back into the same call-in number. I'm gonna go ahead and reboot and see if we could pick up the audio to make things a little bit easier.
Is that including Mr. Sena?
Mr. Sena's on the telephone, so he's.
Just gonna leave him there. Mr. Sena, please be patient with us. We'll be with you in just a second.
Okay.
Thank you.
So would they have to apply for a different license if it was only beer and wine?
They don't give it.
Oh, okay.
You don't mind something for restaurant.
Yeah.
The recorders are, those recorders still on.
Paul, you're the only one online right now. Would you mind unmuting your mic and see if we could hear you, please? Still nothing. I'm gonna go ahead and restart the whole laptop completely. We did good. We almost got towards the end and without any technical difficulties and it hit right at the end.
No, we've never had problems with GoToMeeting.
I wish we could do Zoom. Oh, never.
We've had this, I think, instance for some people with Zoom, I think, when we've had different calls for our branding meeting. That and the Wi-Fi is not the best. It did give me a notice just a little bit ago that there was a concern with the Wi-Fi speed. Oh, I need your fingerprint and Elka.
I've got to get that corrected. I'm sorry.
We will get through this. All righty, let's try this again. Mr. Lopez, would you try to say something, see if I can hear you? Still nothing.
How about your internet connection? How is it at the bottom?
The internet's still connected. Mayor Pro Tem, can you hear me?
Tell him to shake his head.
Shake your head yes if you can hear me. We still can't hear them. I don't.
Was the speaker coming out of the laptop or the new machine?
The new machine.
Try unplugging that and.
Lighting, oh, no.
Microphone's gonna go here.
Yes, I can.
Yay!
Give them a thumbs up.
So we're gonna go ahead and utilize the laptop speakers. Maybe that's the issue, is this new device. Alrighty, so we're back. Want to go ahead and convene with Mr. Sena, and then we'll go back, to, I guess, Ms. Dudek would be next after Mr. Sena.
Yes, if we have, Mr. Lopez and Mr. Bodas on the line. Mr. Sena had a couple of questions for you all.
Okay, great, I'm here.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Sena.
Yes, what I wanna know is they're gonna be canceling, are they gonna be canceling, young kids or older kids or what? And if they are, why do they need a liquor license? I noticed that, they're giving Mr. Lopez a little bit more courtesy to be more on the phone than me and, myself and the other lady that was on before. So, I guess, if you're, something big around town, that, I guess you get more courtesy. That's my opinion. I have to say that so I don't get into trouble. And then I won't get no tickets, no nothing. So I just gotta make sure that I say the right words. But, I think that, the people should speak out because, I don't see why, I still got a lot of questions of why a business was closed. And that's why I'm bringing this up. Why is there liquor being served if there's going to be young kids in the establishment? I guess that's about it.
This is Mayor Litchfield, and Mr. Sena, I just wanted to reply that nobody's being timed. You have as much time to speak as you want to.
I can barely hear you.
I'm sorry. I said, we are not timing anyone. You can speak as long as you want to. We have not put a time limit on anyone. So we did not cut anyone off. You had as much time as you wanted, as did Ms. Duchek, as did Mr. Lopez. So you had equal time.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Right, I just did want you to know.
Like I said, if I still can't see my personal opinion of why they are opening this club to begin with, when they've already got the Elks. And is this a special club that's going to be open for special people, or what's going on here that all of a sudden they close one and they open another one? So I just thought I'd bring it up, and like I said, it's my personal opinion that I want to know. But there is concerned people that I've talked to, why have another club when I've noticed that the clubs don't last around here to begin with. There was the Eagles, now the Knights of Columbus, and some clubs, they just don't last, and so why put it in here? It's like, this is a little bit off the subject, but have any of you people traveled Route 66 to see what, like going to Las Vegas, where you stop at the old 66 places? You got these lights that you put it in when you could have used that money to fix the roads at the cemetery. That's a waste of money. People don't want to come in here and see this new stuff. But it's my personal opinion. I'll go ahead and stop and get out before I get into trouble. But I just, like I said, if you're going to give him the license, you shouldn't give him the license with hard liquor. Thank you very much for letting me speak. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Martinez?
Yes, sir.
So I just want to go ahead and answer to one of the questions he had that I couldn't hear pretty clearly. So, Mr. Sena, you did ask if we were going to be serving to the kids. So in the state of New Mexico, there's a law, you cannot serve alcohol to anybody under the age of 21. Or who doesn't pose a valid ID. So the way the club works, the club license is for its members and its bona fide guests. If you're not a paid member in good standing with your organization, and when I refer to organization, it's the organization of the Tucumcari Zia Club. If you're not in good standings, you're not allowed to attend. When we say private, it's because you can control that environment. So on a private club, there's a lot of control, there's a lot of oversight. You just can't just let anybody off the street come inside your establishment and think they're gonna pop open a beer. You must be a member. If you're not a member, you must be a guest along with that member.
Well, let me say something. You speak real nice, but I hate to say what I really think, but thank you. I'm getting off.
Thank you, Mr. Senna.
You're welcome.
So at this time, I know we were having some technical difficulties a little bit. I believe Ms. Dudek would like to elaborate on some comments as well.
I just feel, well, now that I know it's going to be concerts, I'm even more concerned, because when the concert's over, everybody leaves, and now there's hundreds of cars leaving. And the property values. I didn't move here to find that the property I purchased is gonna go down because of a club across the street.
Mrs. Dudek, again, with all respect, that's a great concern, but I believe this process was the club process was already in process before you purchased your home. I might be wrong. And more what you're saying about concerts, we don't host concerts, we host an event for its members and for its guests. So, there's a bunch of traffic that goes up and down First Street. So when you're talking about traffic can be at any time of the day. So when Tucumcari has rush hour, there's a lot of traffic between 11:55 to 1:10 in the lunchtime. Again, same thing in the afternoon, mornings. I do respect that concern that you have. And I assure you that with security that we have, they do great measures to make sure that everybody's safe. If they feel like they've been a little too intoxicated, there's been times that they took their keys away from them, got them a ride. We respect everybody's property. As a property value, Mr. Dudek, I believe you did a great thing for Tucumcari as well by purchasing that abandoned home that was been long abandoned and revising it back up, because not only that what you're doing to your property is actually increasing our property value here, because what we're doing here is actually increasing your property value. We just occupied 2 vacant buildings that have been neglected for over years. I think the city commission can be proud of you and proud of the organization that's gonna occupy Mr. Moya's building. Because what we're doing here as for his organization, we're gonna be bringing in GRT tax. We have to pay grocery tax. And what you just did, you bought an abandoned property and bringing it back to life. And I thank you for that, because I'm a neighbor here. Glad to see somebody finally living there. So again, we're not gonna run you down. We're gonna respect it, because I have grandkids too. I don't want nothing to happen to them. I don't want to be cause of a divorce either. But as a born and raised Tucumcari citizen, a proud New Mexican, I want to make sure that we preserve, promote New Mexico culture, and make sure that we recognize Tucumcari on the map when people want to know what's going on. Tucumcari Zia Club is contributing to that. Just like my fellow members have said, we contribute to a lot of things in the community. We were able to partner up with the Tucumcari Police Department for Coats for Kids. We want to continue to do that, because there's a lot of kids that go without coats. Nonprofit, you must give your profits out to the community, and that's what we want to do.
That's great, but there are many other buildings not around residences in this town that are vacant.
Mr. Dudek, again, I respect that concern as well. There is a lot of properties here, but a lot of properties are dilapidated. We looked around, not one landlord was willing to take the chance of giving us the opportunity to even open up our civic organization. We're lucky that we're thankful for the pride that Mr. Moya has, for all the service that he's done into the community and the service that he's done to the city for serving. He gave us the opportunity, he gave us that chance to continue our mission. So, Mr. Duchek, again, in order for you to get a liquor license, you have to be in the C1 zone. Unfortunately, your realtor that sold you the property should have kind of informed you that, because up and down First Street, Mr. Duchek, it is commercial zone. Up and down Second Street is commercial zone. I live in the same area that you live in. I have to deal with the same noise, the same concerns you have. But I'm not going to put the brakes on it because I want to see Tucumcari succeed and grow. We can't be picking and choosing what's coming to Tucumcari at this time. We need to take whatever we can get, especially if they're going to contribute to our GRT tax. That's going to help our city of Tucumcari. Just like Mr. Simmons said, when are we going to fix potholes? Well, you know what? We're going to be able to contribute to that because we pay taxes.
If I would have known what was going in there, I would have not purchased this piece of property. I was told it was an artist. The woman across the street from me told me she spoke to the workers in that building, and they told her it was going to be a place for young school children to come after school. Nowhere was it around town even mentioned about a social club.
Again, Mr. Duchek, I respect that concern as well. So when you apply for a liquor license, there's a process that you take. You gotta take the first step, and that first step is to get that into the state of New Mexico. If you don't have the membership, you don't have the exemptions, you can't move forward. So we can't go in and say, you know what, we're putting a social club there, when we haven't even got the blessing yet from the state of New Mexico. We have to go through all those hurdles. Once we accomplish all those hurdles, the state of New Mexico does their job. They make the announcement, just like you've seen. You came up, you took your picture, we said hi to you, you looked at us, walked away. Never once asked us what was going on here. If you would have asked, I would have told you.
I purchased this house in July. That meeting wasn't until September.
Okay, yes, you did. We started renovating this. We started renovating this building on May the 5th. I'm sorry that you didn't know what was going on, but we did our best. You've seen what we did to this property. You've seen how clean we cleaned this property up. We cut trees down, we boarded up windows, we painted the facility. We've done a lot of renovations when people thought this was a dump.
And they thought something else was going in there besides a social club.
You know, that's the thing. We do a lot of assuming, and that's everybody's opinion. But not once anybody asked us. At that time, they may have asked Mr. Moylan, but at that time, he didn't know what was going on. So this building has several parts of the building. There's a shop, there was once the laundry part, there was the once the steam. So it still has potential to have other businesses inside the same facility. So it is zoned for commercial, civic organizations, and that's what we fall under. I respect your concerns, man. I'm a great neighbor. I believe I'm a great person, and I'll be willing to work with you. I worked with the Baptist Church when we ran the Columbus Club. At that time, we had asked the commission to give us a variance because we were too close. I assured them if they had an event that they felt that we were going to have a conflict with them, all they have to do is just ask me and let me know that when we will cancel our events. I'm a great neighbor. I'm willing to work with you.
When the September meeting came up and then we had the town meeting afterwards and I got up and spoke, none of you guys came over to my house to say, hey, I'm so-and-so, let's talk about this, let's work together.
Well, Mr. Dutra, I didn't know what was going on in your house, just like you didn't know what was going on here. The last that I knew, your house was a commercial building that was once held as team builders. Once I was told that a lawyer was coming in from California, was opening up practice. I was ecstatic. I was like, great, we need attorneys here. Come down and find out. When we had that meeting, you said you lived there. I never knew that till that meeting.
Right, so why didn't you come over the next day and introduce yourself?
Well, there was already bad blood. We didn't want the tensions to continue to rise. So we just said, we let it settle down. But obviously, more people were upset that it kept on coming around you because you guys started a petition against us.
Okay, obviously, this isn't gonna be an argument that either one of you are gonna be happy with right now. So if there are any other callers, Mark, do we have any other callers on this issue?
I'm not 100% sure since we rebooted. I'm not sure if caller 2 and 3 are still the same individuals. So I would ask at this time if there's anybody else wishing to speak on behalf of the public hearing for the liquor license. If so, please do so at this time.
On either behalf or against, either way.
Correct.
Right, okay.
There does not appear to be anybody else willing to speak, Madam Mayor.
Madam Mayor, this is
Yes.
Paul Benoit.
Yes,
Can you hear me?
yes, sir.
I would like to make just a comment if I may, and I suppose I need to be sworn in. Ms. Gray?
Yes. If you would raise your right hand, please, and repeat after me. I hereby swear that I am Paul Benoit,
I hereby swear that I am Paul Benoit,
and I swear
and I swear
that the testimony I'm about to give
that the testimony I'm about to give
is the truth
is the truth
and nothing but the truth,
and nothing but the truth,
under penalty of law.
under penalty of law, so help me God.
Thank you, Mr. Benoit.
Okay, I just wanted to kind of follow up on something Mr. Lopez said, and it is in regard to his knowledge of operating and managing events that he is talking about. I have, in my work with him over the last 5 years, I have found him to be extremely diligent in the law and respectful of and diligent to the law in making sure the operations of the Tucumcari Columbus Club, in that case, were done diligently, were always organized, were always conducted respectfully. And the last comment I would add, and Commissioner Arias can attest to this, when we were cleaning out the Columbus Club, when they switched from becoming a non-church entity to a church-based entity, the neighbor couple that runs the craft store next to the Old Knights of Columbus Hall stopped, asked what we were doing, and both expressed disappointment that the Knights were moving out, and their disappointment was rooted in the fact that they were run as a very good organization, and the events that they brought in were always well conducted, and as a neighboring business, they never had an issue with any, and these are their words, single event at that hall over the past 5 years in which Mr. Lopez managed the Tucumcari Columbus Club as the resident agent. So I just wanted to add that as support of testimony to Jerry's sincerity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That being said, Madam Mayor, know if you want to open it up for final words or leave it at that.
If anyone would like to have a final word, if you could do it and then let us discuss things and we will go on to vote.
Any closing statements, final words pertinent to the liquor license, either for or against? Madam Mayor, I see none.
Okay, so I think that concludes our public hearing on the consideration of the issuance of a liquor license for the Tucumcari Zia Club, application 1171231. I think the next business in order is we vote, but I would like to say something before we vote. I have talked to some of the people in my district and told them what was coming up. Of course, we don't live close to the Zia Club, but they said with Tucumcari and the, you know, problems that we're having right now with COVID and everything, that they didn't know why we wouldn't welcome another business. But, and then everyone has commented that, well, they knew how we were gonna vote because we were afraid of Mr. Moya. I'm not afraid of Mr. Moya. I voted against him several times. He's voted against me. But we come in as commissioners and we talk and we vote the way we think it should be. Whether I'm for the Columbus Club or against it, I go by the law. And right now, I'm just saying, all the information that we have been given is following the law to the letter. So with that being said, I would entertain a motion for a vote on the consideration of the issuance of a liquor license for the Tucumcari Zia Club, and I am not pressuring anyone. You vote how you want to. That's America.
Madam Mayor, I would like to make a motion that we approve the application for the liquor license for the Tucumcari Zia Club.
I will second.
Okay? Roll call, please.
Mayor Litchfield,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Duplantis,
Yes.
Commissioner Moya,
I have to abstain because of ethics.
Thank you.
Commissioner Villanueva,
I approve, yes.
Commissioner Arias.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you, Mayor, for reiterating that.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
We vote. We don't vote. When we walk in this commission chambers, we leave our personal opinions outside, is the way it should be.
Amen.
And I do thank you, Commissioner Moya, for abstaining and recusing yourself, because that just would add fuel to the fire. So I appreciate it. All right, so now we're gonna start with the commission meeting.
I do need to shut everything off so
Okay.
I can have a new recording for the next meeting.
You want to take one?
Yep.
Yeah, let's-
Take a 5-minute break. Okay.
Everybody that's on a go-to meeting, we're gonna go ahead and take a 5-minute recess and we'll reconvene in 5 minutes.
Sure. I'm not scared of
Okay,
you.
make sure the lights are turned off.